Okay, let me see if I can remember everything my granddad taught me. Let's see. Lay this right here. Alright, so first thing you're going to do, obviously, is you're going to have your catfish. These are some that we had caught a little while back. I've had them in the freezer. I decided to finally grab them out and do something with them. My granddad is a huge catfishing guy, and we usually catch our limit. Catch some pretty big catfish, actually. These are not bad in size. First thing he usually does, actually, is he cuts them down to smaller sizes. They fry better. First of all, and they're less to deal with, obviously. So let's go ahead and get a cutting board. In 1 second, I'll be right back. People who know my granddad and they've eaten his catfish, they say, you know, I've tried doing your recipe. I've tried doing things the way I've seen you do it, but it never really turns out the same. They're not as crispy on the outside. Sometimes they're not as flaky on the inside. They just don't. They're not the same. One of the first mistakes that they make is they don't cut their fillets down to a smaller size. So we're gonna do that right now. I think what he usually does, if I remember correctly, he just cuts straight down the middle like that. And then if it's still pretty long, he'll actually cut it at an angle. This is about it. That's all he does. That's much smaller than what we just had. This one will probably try to do the same thing there. And as you can see, yeah, that's going to fry much better. Much, much better. He may not do it quite that small, but since I haven't cooked catfish in a while, I'm going to go ahead and do it that small. Matter of fact, now that I'm looking at it, yeah, I think he just cuts it right down the middle, makes it smaller like that, as you can see. A little bit of a difference in his and mine. I'm doing a tad bit smaller. I may leave a couple of big ones like that, just cut it straight down the middle like he does, and then let you know how it turns out, which one I prefer. We're going to do that to a few of the, actually we're going to do that to all of these because my wife loves my granddad's catfish, so I'm going to cook some for her tonight. We're going to do this to all of them, and then later on tonight I'll cook some for her when she gets home. I think I'm actually going to do it his way. I'm not going to cut them at the slant like I did earlier. I think I'm going to do all of them just kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? Get that out of there. Anytime you got those little strings, you want to get those out. Just chop them straight in half like that. They will cook better for you. They'll fry better. Let's see, this one here. Cut it in half. This one's a little bit longer, so I probably will slant that one. Yeah, definitely. And he gave me a big old bag of catfish. I'm really glad he did. I really enjoy catfish. I was going to save it for when I do some camping with some youth from our church, but I've decided, you know what? I really want some catfish. So does my wife. I know she's been talking about it, so we're going to give that a try. Keep chopping this up here. Just like that. Tell you what, that one I'll probably go ahead and slant. Tell you what, they don't smell good, I know that. Definitely stink, but they are delicious if done right. A lot of people I know that just, ew, catfish. I'm like, no. You apparently have not had catfish done right. Now, those smaller catfish, you don't have to do anything else to them. They're perfect frying size. So we'll get those out here. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even going to do anything to that. As you can see, we're getting a mountain of catfish here. Like I say, they'll just, ew, catfish. I'm like, no. You got to find someone who does it right, first of all. And that's what we're going to try to do now. So let me start moving some stuff over to the side here. Get this stuff out of the way. Give my hands a little wash because I really don't want to spread that catfish smell all over the apartment. I mean, it's already going to fill it up pretty good just from the aroma of it. So let's get this out of here. Now, if you don't have a fryer, usually what we do is we have a burner and we set that on a big frying pan that we would put on the burner. I don't have that, obviously, being inside the apartment now instead of living at a house like I used to. Oh, I'm out of paper towels and I didn't know it. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to take this, I'm going to flip my camera around and show you what we're going to do. So, next best thing, and it's probably just every bit as good, is going to be a cast iron skillet. If you don't have a good cast iron skillet, you are missing out. Okay, I'm telling you, it's one of the best ways to cook, especially if you're going to fry. We're going to do that later. I'll show you a little bit about that later. All right, so let's go to the store. I got some oil. I'll show you what I believe is the right amount for that. Let's go ahead and get that out. I just got the little cheap oil, little Brookshire's brand. I'm not too worried about it. Vegetable oil. Peanut oil is a good one to fry with, but you got to be careful with that. People are allergic to peanuts, so I just stopped using peanut oil altogether, just in case. Now let me show you what I believe is a really good level. So basically you can take it, stick your finger in it, and if it comes up to that first knuckle, that's probably about right, okay? Probably don't want to do too much more than that. Doing inside, we're going to ventilate the house here in just a second by opening the sliding door there and then opening the front door because we don't want to get the hot oils all through the house here. All right, so next, while that's getting hot, we're going to turn that up to, right now we're going to turn it up pretty high so it'll get nice and hot, and then we're going to turn it down. Don't want it to be too hot. You start burning things. Now what I want to do is I actually want to put that catfish back in this pan that I had it in. So we're going to grab it. So glad I washed my hands just so I can grab it again, but hey, at least I'm not getting catfish juices all over the kitchen, right? Alright, so we're going to do that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn the camera around, use my other hand so that I'm not making a mess. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put some Tony's sachet, is that how you say it? Tony Sashers is how, Sashers is how East Texas always says it. Now, if that's the right way, I don't know. Tony Sachets, Tony Shashers, Tony, you get it. All right, so we're going to put some of that Creole seasoning on there. All right, and really it's just as much as you want it to be. You don't want to over salt it, but this really does give it a real nice flavor. And so make sure you put some of that on there. I would even say, to me, I don't think that would be enough for my granddad, but for me, I'm going to put a little more. I really want to get some of that salt and Creole seasoning in there. Okay, now come back over here, wash my hands up. We got to go check the computer real quick while we're cooking. Got to keep an eye on that. Got a little game that I'm testing out. called Day of Dragons. I want to see if somebody killed me while I was resting. Hopefully not. I hate not having a paper towel. I wish I'd have known that. I'd have gotten some more. But before we go check that out, let me go ahead and show you the